This is our first video presentation for arithmetic sequence. We shall devote something like 6 videos for arithmetic sequence. We will not lump so much information into one video presentation. Arithmetic sequence. What is an arithmetic sequence? We also call it arithmetic progression. It is a sequence where each term after the first is obtained by adding to the previous term a fixed number d. This fixed number d need not be always a positive number. It can be a negative number. So you can add a positive number, but you can also add a negative number. This fixed number d is called a common difference between consecutive terms. And this is how we compute for the nth term. So to get to the nth term, we need the first term and the common difference. This is an example of an arithmetic sequence. Well, let us check out the difference between two consecutive terms. So the difference here is 3, 3 also, 3 also, 3 also. D is equal to 3. Okay, so in order to generate the elements of this arithmetic sequence, beginning from 2, you add D. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. 11 plus 3 is 14. And you already know what's the next term. This is also an example of an arithmetic sequence. Well, let us check it out. Is the difference between two consecutive terms the same? Well, the difference between 12 and 6 is 6. Between 18 and 12 is 6. It's the same with these two and the same with these two. So the common difference is D is equal to 6. Now, this is an example of an ascending sequence. Ascend. Ascend is to rise up, to increase. And that happens because the common difference is positive. When you add a positive difference to the terms, what you will see in the next term is a term which is larger than the previous term. So it is going to be an ascending sequence. But just like I told you, the common difference can be negative. So it's like adding a negative number. In that case, what you will produce is a descending sequence or a descending arithmetic sequence. So what is the common difference here? So it's negative 2. D is negative 2. So after negative 3, you add negative 2. So the next term is negative 5. So this is a descending arithmetic sequence. The common difference is negative 2. How about this one? 10, 9.99, 9.98, 9.97. You already know the succeeding terms. What is the common difference? It's negative 0.01. Okay, so let us derive the formula to obtain the nth term of an arithmetic sequence. So this is an informal derivation. So from a sub 1 is equal to a sub 1 plus 0. But 0 is the same as 1 minus 1 times D. Okay? What are we doing here? We shall derive this. That is what we are doing here. We shall derive this formula to obtain the nth term. Okay, a sub 2. So from a sub 2, you must begin from a sub 1. What do you do with a sub 1? You add D. You add 1D. But 1D is the same as 2 minus 1 times D. Okay, so look at that. A sub 2 is equal to the first term plus 2 minus 1 times D. Okay, so compare that with our formula. Okay, we now go to the third term. So the third term, to get to the third term, you need the second term. You add D to the second term. But in order to get to the second term, you actually started from the first. Okay, look at this. A sub 3 is equal to a sub 1 plus 2D or 2 times D. Or 3 minus 1. Again, compare this with our formula. So that is how we can derive the formula or the term to get the nth term of an arithmetic sequence. Example 2.7. Finding the terms of an arithmetic sequence. Okay, so by the way, you must pay attention to this, and you must be careful with working on problems like this. At least in this problem, we are told we shall work with arithmetic sequence. But sometimes, in your modules, in your major examinations, the instruction there is find the terms. Okay, you cannot just jump right away into working out the terms if you are not sure what type of sequence are you working on. So you must first establish what type of sequence are you working on. But at least in this example, we are already told it's an arithmetic sequence. Let us get the 11th and the 20th terms. Well, let's check out. Although it's been said it's an arithmetic sequence, so it must have a common difference. So let's check it out. Is it really an arithmetic sequence? So what's the difference between 14 and 8? It's 6. Between 20 and 14, it's also 6. Between 26 and 20, it's also 6. Okay. Although you don't have to do that. Okay, especially when you are time pressured, you don't have to do that. You just obtain the difference between one pair of consecutive terms. That's enough. Okay. So we shall need to get to the 11th term and 20th term. We need the first term, which is 8, and the common difference D, which is 6. And so to get the 11th term is equal to the first term plus 11 minus 1 times 6. So that's it. It's 68. The 20th term is equal to the first term plus 20 minus 1 times 6. It's 122. Fill in the missing terms of the arithmetic sequence. What are these? 5, 1, blank, -7, blank, and blank. So this one is a descending sequence. Well, we are already told it's an arithmetic sequence. So we shall need the first term and the common difference. So we will just get the difference here. D is -4. So let us fill in the missing terms. D is -4. 5 plus -4 is 1. 1 plus -4 is -3. Then -7. -7 plus -4 is -11. -11 plus -4 is -15.